Hello, everyone. My name is Acquazzino. I'm the Executive Director of the Nebraska Chapter. On behalf of the entire staff, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. The staff has worked really hard to put on an amazing event for you. We're so glad you came, and we want to make a toast to all of you for your support. So we're going to count down from 5 and get the event started. Here we go. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers!
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For those of you just now joining, I'm Jenna Ferris McGhee. I'm thrilled to be emceeing tonight's Virtual Gala. It's really fun because this is now my 5th year. This year looks very different than any other year, but every year I've met more people who've been joining our fight, and I just wanted to personally thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening, and I really look forward to being together again so that we can cheers in person next year. So while we are living in challenging times, I know that the CF community will do what we've always done. We pull together, we support each other, and we continue to do what we can to help those with CF and ultimately find a cure for cystic fibrosis. As many of you know, or some of you know, 2020 marks the 65th anniversary of the CF Foundation. That is something we're celebrating, and we are beyond excited to toast those 65 years with you tonight. We are going to keep our program moving, so here's what you can expect. We will share a special message from Dr. Mike Boyle, who's the president and CEO of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You'll also hear from our local speakers. There's going to be 4 of them, and each will be sharing their CF stories while sharing the progress and hope for their personal future. After the first 2 speakers, we'll have a quick magic show break. You're not going to want to miss that. And finally, we will conclude tonight's program with 2 final speakers. We want this evening to be fun and interactive, so earlier today you should have received a virtual program book with some Mad Libs, scavenger hunts, and some hidden vests throughout the book. If you need more information, please turn to page 20. Participate in the chat as well. Let us know how many of the scavenger events you found. Just, you know, we're sending all the encouragement and we're just trying our best to interact. So please make sure that you selected all panelists and attendees on the chat portion so that you can participate with everybody. I also want to mention that at any time tonight, you can make a 100% tax-deductible donation through the mobile bidding link you received on your phone or email. All donations tonight will be counted toward our Nebraska Chapter Challenge match, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Tonight, we encourage you to give if you can and help us achieve our one-night goal of $6,500. I know they're going to be sharing the thermometer about how far we're coming, and I really love seeing that we've already made some progress. We are, oh gosh, folks, we are at 90% of our $6,500 goal. That's incredible. $6,290 have been raised so far. I'm pretty sure we'll be bumping up that goal at some point as well. But finally, again, please make sure that you're interacting with us on the chat. We hope you enjoy the evening tonight as we toast to 65 years in our virtual gala. So it's about that time. Let's get the party started. Tonight wouldn't be possible without our generous sponsors. Our platinum supporter is Children's Hospital and Medical Center, and they have a special message for you tonight.
Hi, all, and thank you for joining us for the Nebraska Cystic Fibrosis Foundation's Virtual Gala. I'm Acquazzino, the Pediatric Cystic Fibrosis Program Coordinator, and I'm here representing Children's Hospital and Medical Center, a proud supporter of the Nebraska Chapter.
Hi, everybody. I echo Dee's gratitude for your presence. I'm Dr. Heather Thomas, the Nebraska Cystic Fibrosis Center Pediatric Program Director. Unfortunately, the unusual times we're currently living in necessitates this event be virtual. We continue to think outside the box to find innovative ways to celebrate and support the cystic fibrosis community. We are extremely proud to be a part of a CF care center that provides quality and exceptional pediatric care, and I'm personally thrilled with the opportunity to sincerely thank all of our Cystic Fibrosis Center staff for their dedication, skill, and compassion in caring for our cystic fibrosis patients.
Children's Hospital and Medical Center is a longtime generous supporter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and is now proud to participate in the 2020 Nebraska Challenge match campaign. We hope that you are able to support this worthy cause so that one day soon, CF stands for Cure Found. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to Dee and Dr. Thomas. Tonight, our gold sponsors are Elkhorn Valley Bank, Ludaka Wealth Partners, and Olson. They each also have a special message to share tonight with all of you.
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us, and welcome to the CFF Nebraska's Virtual Gala, a toast to 65 years. My name is Chad Bouch, and I am coming to you from one of our many great sponsors that have helped make the Match Challenge possible, Ludaka Wealth Partners, a proud supporter of the Nebraska Chapter. Although we're sad not to be in person, we are glad to continue innovating ways to support those with cystic fibrosis and still gather and celebrate as a community. Tonight, we are going to hear from some of the people who have been directly impacted by the fundraising efforts of the CFF Nebraska. So thanks again for joining us tonight as we toast 65 years to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Thank you for joining us for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Nebraska's Virtual Gala. I am Kylie Steele and I am representing Olson, a proud supporter of the Nebraska Chapter. Although we are sad not to be together in person, we are excited to continue innovating ways to support those with cystic fibrosis and still celebrate as a community. Olson is proud to be a longtime Links to a Cure supporter and is now proud to participate in the 2020 Challenge Match campaign.
Thank you so much to those sponsors. The 65 Roses supporters tonight are Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, Coley Jessen, Lindsay Corporation, and Paul and Sue Wertman. Our silver supporters are Aetna, Emeritus, Bland and Associates, Fusion Medical, HM Life Insurance Company, Kidwell, the Meisterling family, Mutual of Omaha, Pinnacle Bank, and Silverstone Group. Our bronze supporters are Arthur J. Gallagher & Co., Cox Communications, McDonald's Leonard Management Incorporated, and Republic National Distributing Company. And finally, our Foundation Friend supporters are Chaston Otis, Davis Design, Gavilon, Intuitive Consulting LLC, McCashland Kirby and Associates, Northwest Wealth Management, Northwestern Mutual, Harrison Financial Services, Ortho Nebraska, Pittenger and Anderson, Platte Valley Bank, Scooters Village Garden, Security First Bank, and Ullman Electrical Contracting. Once again, a very big thank you to all of our supporters. As most of you know, back in August, we announced the 2020 Nebraska Chapter Challenge Match campaign. Each of the amazing donors we listed above have come alongside us to help us create the biggest challenge this chapter has ever seen. Together, these generous challenge supporters have committed a total of $145,000 to the match challenge, and they would like to see our local CF community donate and raise that same amount before the end of the year. Together, I know we can do that. During tonight's program, we invite you to help us get there with gifts of your own. We know our community is incredibly special, and we believe that together we can make an impact for those living with CF. This is a real opportunity during these difficult times to make a difference. We want to acknowledge that we know these are difficult times for many, and support comes in many different forms, from donations to volunteering time, and we are grateful for all of your support. Any donation that you make will count towards our efforts, though. You can support these efforts by using the mobile bidding link you were sent, by calling our chapter office at 402-330-6164, or by visiting www.cff.org/Nebraska. Okay, if you're not sure when you want to donate, get ready, because I'm going to be giving you an incentive to get that donation done right now. Let's just get it out of the way. The first 10 people to make a donation of any amount starting now will receive a $10 gift card to Scooters as a thank you from Scooters Village Garden in Lincoln. So click those links and start making your donation now. Ready? set, go. While you're making those donations, we're going to share a special message from Mike Boyle, the President and CEO of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Greetings, and thank you for joining us. While we all find ourselves at a distance, it does not change the fact that the CF community remains close in spirit. Now more than ever, we are so grateful that we can come together to connect, share stories, and celebrate the achievements that you have made possible. You know, the pandemic has changed our lives in dramatic ways, but it has not deterred the foundation from the relentless pursuit of our mission to serve people with CF and their families and eventually cure CF. We are steadfast in our scientific work to advance our Path to a Cure initiative with innovative research efforts, and we continue to work hand in hand with care centers across the country to ensure that people with CF receive the best care possible. As we celebrate all that we've achieved together over these past 65 years, every contribution helps. It helps advance the mission and, most importantly, changes lives. Your generosity during this challenging time will help us stay the course and provide the best support we can to those living with CF. Every one of you, every volunteer, every donor, every sponsor, every CF fighter is critical to our success. Thank you for your continued support. Together we will make CF stand for Cure Found.
Well, it's so great to always hear from Dr. Boyle. And folks at home, please go ahead and raise your glasses again, because I've gotten word that we have beat our goal for tonight. We've crushed the $6,500 goal, and we are now setting that bar at $10,000. So cheers to you. Thank you for donating. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Now I'd like to take a moment to talk about another reason why we're here. Some of you have a very real understanding of what cystic fibrosis is, because you are the caregivers, you are the patients, you are the cousins, the friends of those who live with this disease, and you know all of the ins and outs of what that care looks like and what CF is and how it affects the lives of those who have it. Throughout our history, from the Foundation's founding families to today, it is the strength and tenacity of the CF community that has enabled us to achieve incredible progress for those living with cystic fibrosis. Over the years, by banding together, we have reached some incredible landmark milestones. Here are just a few. video and I got chills when it said more than 50% of people living with CF now are adults. That just really hit me. So great video. Following this video though, and all the information, we began seeing even more scientific breakthroughs. I just wanted to say really quickly to my friend Kevin, you're so right. You said, look how far we've come until it's done. And so I think that's just a really great reminder, because that's what we're fighting for, this fight to be done. So from 2012 through 2018, modulator therapies like Kalydeco or Orkambi and Symdeko came to market. And in 2019, we were thrilled to celebrate the arrival of the first triple combination therapy, Trikafta, for those with one copy of the Delta F508 mutation. With this approval, approximately 90% of people with CF could eventually be helped. We also established Path to a Cure, an ambitious research agenda to accelerate treatments and drug development for the underlying cause of the disease and ultimately deliver a cure for all people with CF. Fast forward to today, and CFF is 70 chapters strong, all working together to connect. Tonight, I think they said South Orange County is here, so they're here supporting us. Again, it just shows that we're all here together tonight to connect, fundraise, and increase awareness about CF across the country. Our CF community is also celebrating more milestones than ever before, from graduating high school and college, achieving and fulfilling career goals, to getting married and even having families of their own. Today, the median life expectancy is now in the mid-40s, with many people with CF living well into their 50s and beyond. That is amazing progress, but we've got more work to do. Those of you who are chatting in, I would really love to know, what's your favorite milestone you or your family have shared through, experiencing CF? Just share it there in the chat. Again, quick reminder, make sure that your chat says all parties and panelists and attendees, so that you're chatting with everyone tonight. Now it's time to hear from one of our first amazing speakers. Our speaker is the Giaffoglione family. Both of Adam and Myra's children are CF fighters. Jack, who's 8, and Abigail, who's 6.5. They are lively and loving children. They have been extremely active in the CFF Nebraska chapter, and Adam, in fact, has even written original songs about their fights over the past few years. The fight of CF, obviously. So let's take a quick break, grab your beverage, and enjoy this original song by Adam.
Well, I get caught up, typical grown up. I'm always telling you, breathe, I should listen to me. Sometimes I forget to see these little titans next to me. And you got questions and I don't know, just know it's smaller than us. The daily, the drugs, and you'll never cease to be the bravest thing I've ever seen. I've seen an uncompromising ball of beautiful fire, and the purest of hearts to which we all should aspire. You are from love, you are the best of us. They say the days drag and the years fly. There's all this talk about the blink of an eye. On that day I know I'll be proud to let you take the lead. You lead.
Oh, I loved that. I don't know if I liked the pictures or the music better. Well done, Adam. Now I do have the absolute pleasure to invite the Giaffoglione family to join us and say a few words. Adam, are you there? Hi!
Hi, everyone. Yes, we're here.
Hi, Abigail. How are you?
Good.
I love your dress. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Your black page, yeah. Oh, very fancy in the tie. I love that. How are you tonight?
Good.
Awesome. Well, Adam and Myra, I'm going to let you go ahead and just, say a couple words and tell us about your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Adam has been writing songs and making videos. We usually kick off our Great Strides fundraising season with a song and a video by Adam. We post it on Facebook, and all of our amazing friends and supporters just show up and share a story and support our mission. And I love looking at that timeline and seeing, I think we started those in 2013 or 2014, maybe you made the first one. There's a whole YouTube playlist out there of our kids over the years and our own personal milestones. And it amazes me because when we started those, we didn't have a modulator for the kids. We knew Jack was born in 2012, and thanks to the work that had gone on by the CF Foundation and others before, newborn screenings were available to him. So we knew on day 10 that he had cystic fibrosis.
Wow.
And that was the year that Kalydeco was approved in 2012. So once we learned the amazing story of the CF Foundation and appreciated the train that was already moving, that we were able to jump on, that was just picking up speed, we started to feel really, really grateful to be part of this amazing story. And now we're looking forward to 2021, like I know so many people are.
So many people are.
For us, 2021, that means next year. And that's the year that we're really hoping to get access to Trikafta for the kids.
Oh, wonderful. Well, and very recently, Vertex has shared some positive news on the 6 to 11-year-old trials, which I believe both these kids are in that age bracket, which was for Trikafta. How did you react to that announcement?
Well, for me, I texted my sisters immediately, like, this is us, this is us, this is us, this is finally us. And then I think I screenshotted that text and shared it with the world. Like, we were just shouting it from the rooftops, like, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone for making this happen. We couldn't be more grateful.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I so appreciate all of you being here tonight. I know we'll be coming back to you in a little bit, especially you, Mr. Jack, wink. Before I jump to our next speaker, though, let me just remind you folks that if you are feeling inspired by our first story, you can make a donation right now. Use the customized link sent to you after you registered for the event. If you need assistance finding your link, send a private chat to the CFF Nebraska people on our chat. Our next speaker tonight is my friend Kevin Orth, who has been serving on the CFF Nebraska board for 15 plus years and has an adult daughter with CF. Here he is to share his beautiful milestone moment with us.
Good evening. I'm Kevin Orth from Lincoln, Nebraska. I've had the pleasure of being involved with the Nebraska Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for over 25 years now. Many of those years, or most of those years, really involved with the Great Strides Walk in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I've also had the pleasure of being involved in other capacities as well. Great to be celebrating milestones, those significant events in our life, right? That we have personally, somewhat professionally, but we enjoy celebrating those with others. So I'm glad to be here celebrating with you and looking at 65 years, a toast to 65 years with the Nebraska Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We had a significant milestone in our life happen back in June of 1993. That's when we had the pleasure of greeting our daughter, Paige. Paige was born. Paige was born. What a pleasure, what a blessing that was in our lives. What a great milestone it was for my wife, Kim, and I. So as many parents and fathers tend to do, holding that baby, rocking them to sleep, hoping to get them to sleep, right? You tend to think about the different milestones that might happen in their life. You're thinking ahead to, what will that first birthday look like? How about that first day of school when they're going to kindergarten? How about graduating from high school? Maybe participating in sports, things like that. How about graduating from college? How about that first date? Although I got to admit,
I was really hoping that first date would maybe occur in her 30s. Didn't quite happen that way. How about other milestones? Getting that job, getting married, right? Getting married, and milestone for me to be able to walk my daughter down that aisle in church. We all know life kind of gets in the way sometimes of those milestones, but we can dream, right? So an event happened with Paige. Paige in that first year, before she even got to that first birthday milestone, was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. That really changed our perspective on milestones drastically. Milestones turned to new milestones that were daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Weren't thinking that far ahead anymore. So we're really thinking of milestones like getting her enzymes and medications correct. Buying that vest for the first time, a vest that she could put on and sit there and watch TV while doing her aerosol treatments, right? That was a blessing. Pulmozyme, when Pulmozyme came out. Toby, and most recently, Trikafta, which has really been another blessing, another milestone from the medical standpoint for Paige in her life. Just the simple things like having good milestones of good visits to her doctor on a quarterly basis. Maybe having a really good pulmonary function test, a clear x-ray. Those are great milestones that we would celebrate. Those times where she would avoid being hospitalized. What a great year to have as a milestone to go through another year where Paige was not having to be hospitalized. There's other things in her life that were great milestones as well. Those participations in sports, that driving when she was able to drive, that milestone that maybe not one that we wanted to celebrate, but that first traffic accident, crashing that first car. Fortunately, Paige and nobody else was hurt, but milestones in life that happen, right? They all happen to us one way or another. Dating, yep, didn't happen for 30 years, right? She didn't wait, didn't take my advice, but found a quality young man, Nick, in her life. And believe it or not, we were able to celebrate a great milestone just a year ago in September. Paige got married to Nick. And I was able to walk down that aisle with Paige. Truly one of the greatest milestones in my life, to walk my daughter down the aisle, to have her, give her away in marriage to Nick. Truly a blessing. So just celebrated that just over a year ago. So already had another milestone, a 1-year anniversary of that blessed event, that marriage that she had. Thinking back to that time, walking her down, that smile I had on my face, seeing the joy in her face and in her heart, celebrating at that reception, that first dance with her, just laughing and smiling and joking and just taking in the whole event and just seeing how happy she was to be able to celebrate that in the 26th year of her life, a great milestone in that marriage. Looking forward to other milestones as well in her life, milestones yet to come. So we can still dream of those milestones that come, that will be coming. And some small, some big, but again, so thankful that I had at least that milestone to celebrate. I wanted to share that with you, to be able to walk my daughter down that aisle for her marriage. So here's a toast to milestones to come.
Well, Kevin, I love that. I love Paige's story. Thank you so much for sharing it. I am now very pleased and honored to introduce and welcome my friend Kevin Orth. Kevin, are you there?
I'm here.
Kevin, you know that video and the tie gets me. You're trying to make me cry on camera. It's not very nice.
Got the tie on again tonight. I love wearing it any chance I can get, Jenna.
You're going to make me cry with that, and Paige is going to make me feel really bad about myself, because Paige has CF and ran all these races, got all these awards for cross country. I really feel like I have no excuse. It's time to get that Corona weight. Like, I think everybody gained a little bit of weight being home. she's inspiring to me. So thank you so much for being here. Now, I know you have shared so many milestones with Paige, both probably personally as father and daughter, but also as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what's the next milestone that you predict, that you foresee. What are you looking forward to celebrating next?
Well, actually, I'm kind of still keeping. We're still keeping with the same attitude, an attitude of gratitude, and trying to celebrate all the small milestones along the way. So, you know, the birthdays, the special trips that we have, because we know that those small milestones will build into the big milestones. So the big milestones that we're looking for is recently married. So, you know, getting that first home together, that first house that they're owners of, will be a pretty cool milestone to celebrate. And gotta admit, I guess Kim and I were kind of looking for maybe a milestone with that first grandchild, or maybe a couple of them. That would be pretty cool.
No pressure, Paige. Just like 5 or 6.
Right.
Oh, that's great. Well, congratulations to Paige and Nick.
Thank you.
Cheers to them. They've already made it a year. It goes so fast, but that's
It
great.
does.
Well, thank you again for being here and for sharing your story and for the wonderful video that you submitted tonight.
You bet.
All right. Cheers, friend. Cheers to you.
Hey, cheers.
All right. Well, what a great program so far tonight, folks. Don't forget to donate through your personalized link to show your support for people like Kevin and his daughter Paige, and all those family and friends that you probably don't even realize how closely connected somebody is to you that is suffering or dealing or surviving or caring for somebody that has CF. We appreciate truly any amount that you can give. And I just got word, it's time to toast, folks, because we've surpassed that $10,000 goal. We've now doubled our original goal. Look at that. The thermometer has been popped up. Thank you so much. Our new goal is $13,000. They just told me that that was our new goal, and we already have, you know, sir, we're almost there. We're at 90% already. So again, we appreciate any amount that you can help with. And again, they'll make sure to share the link. That'll be in the chat. But right now we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to. Grab a beverage, grab a snack refill. But we do have a really fun break for you, because my friend Giaffoglione is about to come back. We saw him just a little bit ago. You saw his story earlier. He does have CF, and he's going to be here tonight to do a few magic tricks for us. Hi, Jack. Thanks for coming back, buddy. Are you ready? Because I don't know if I'm prepared. Did I need to prepare anything for this? I can just sit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all you then. Take it away, buddy. I'm going to have a beverage.
Let me get your camera so you can see a little better. Okay.
In this tunnel, there is nothing to be seen, nothing to be seen. A cube could go right through. It's a little stuck. Right through. But a wand will not let the cube go right through. Or would it?
All right. Now for your next trick.
For your next trick.
In this box, there are lots of markers. Lots. But the markers could not disappear.
Can you make them reappear?
But I can also make them.
Take a bow after you can
Silly magician.
Tell everybody thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Those are the tricks.
Those are my tricks.
Wait, Jack, don't go away. I want to ask you a question really quick. First of all, I'm going to clap for you because all these people in the chat are saying applause. I can't believe it. How did he do that? Jack, how long have you been doing magic?
I can't really remember how long.
So when did
2 years maybe?
That's really, really awesome. Did somebody teaching you, or is it just magic and there's nothing to be taught? You just know it all on your own?
I sort of figured it out with instructions.
Yeah, of course you did. He's Jack Giaffoglione, folks. He's Jack Giaffoglione. Well, Jack, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate you lending your skills, sir. Do you want to take a bow one more time? And everybody at home, please clap for Jack. Yay! And if you want to drop a chat message for Jack so his parents can tell him how awesome you think he is, that would be much appreciated as well. All right, folks. Well, we're going to take, we did really just take a break with Jack. We have 2 more heartwarming stories tonight, though. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for them. Mikaela Rohner is an adult with CF, and she's also here tonight. She's sharing an exciting milestone with us. And if I were you, I'd probably go grab the tissues or make sure you have tissues near you, because we're going to share some happy tears with her. And gosh, she may share some happy tears with us. But I look forward to you hearing what she's got to say.
Hi, my name is Mikaela Rohner, and I am 24 years old, and I have cystic fibrosis. I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when I was 15 years old, and today I'm going to be sharing my experiences of having CF and being pregnant. So we found out in April 20th, that we were pregnant. I was 6 weeks pregnant, and so I had been on Trikafta for about 6 months at that point in April, and my lung functions were sitting at about 97%. When I told my doctors that I was pregnant, we decided that it would be best to stop Trikafta since I was already pretty healthy, and just like less risk for my baby. And so I stopped Trikafta when I was 6 weeks pregnant. And that's kind of when I started having more health issues. Trikafta had taken away my cough, so I wasn't coughing, no like mucus. And my weight was really good too. But once I stopped Trikafta, I had to experience, I call it getting CF all over again. Obviously I still had CF, but my symptoms were gone when I was on Trikafta. But as soon as I stopped Trikafta, within like 24 to 48 hours, I got my cough back again, increased like mucus production, which is pretty crazy because you wouldn't expect it to change so much in such a short period of time. So, I mean, I kind of managed and was doing pretty well until I got about 8 weeks pregnant. And when I was 8 weeks pregnant, I had a lot more morning sickness, started to notice that I was losing more weight, which can be typical with pregnancy anyways. But because I have cystic fibrosis, my pregnancy is considered a high-risk pregnancy. And so we started monitoring my weight a lot closer to try to make sure that I didn't lose too much, because I need to stay healthy and so does my baby. So when I was 14 weeks pregnant, we made the decision to start doing tube feedings again because I had lost 6 pounds and I just wasn't gaining my weight back. And honestly, like starting tube feedings again was a really hard thing for me because I really wanted to be able to like carry the pregnancy and do everything without that help. Like, you know, I had to kind of give up that control and sacrifice my wants for my baby's needs. So I started my tube feedings and was trying to gain weight. I really needed to at least get back up to my weight pre-pregnancy, which was 128 pounds. So I was doing tube feedings for about like a month, I would say. And I did see like weight gain, but it wasn't a significant weight gain like my doctors wanted. And so we talked about increasing it more. When I was 20 weeks, I went in for my anatomy scan, and we decided that we were going to increase and do another can, which is 500 calories of like feeding every night. And then I got to see my CF team 2 days later. So that was on August 5th. So we decided on August 5th that I could restart Trikafta, and I obviously was thrilled because my cough had worsened. My lung functions were back to my baseline of 85%. So just not being on Trikafta, I lost about 12% of my lung function without Trikafta. And so over the last 4 weeks, today I just went back to my CF team, and I'm 24 weeks pregnant now. And in 4 weeks of being back on Trikafta, I have gained 14 pounds, and my lung function, I'm gonna cry, my lung function went up 13%. And so it's the highest that it's been in 7 years at 99%. Sorry. So in March, my lung functions were 97%. That was without being pregnant. And now that I'm 24 weeks pregnant and back on Trikafta for 4 weeks, my lung functions are at 99%, which is the highest they've been in 7 years. And it's just like, it's so incredible to be able to have such a healthy pregnancy. And I'm so happy that I get to be able to take Trikafta. I do think that it's really important for people to know that, like, without Trikafta, like for that time period that I was not on Trikafta, my lung functions went back like to how they were at 85%. Like, Trikafta is wonderful. It's a miracle drug, but Trikafta is not curing CF. If we don't take Trikafta, everything reverts and we like get cystic fibrosis all over again. We get all of our symptoms like cough, mucus production, my weight. I think it's really important that people know that Trikafta is so great. It's so great, but it's not a cure. And, you know, we have to find a cure because cystic fibrosis is an awful disease to fight. It's made so many different parts of life challenging for me, for my friends that I have lost. But yeah, like, I just wanted to share my story with everybody and be able to show you what cystic fibrosis and pregnancy has been like. Additionally, I want to add that so I have cystic fibrosis, and my husband actually found out that he is a carrier for cystic fibrosis. And so our daughter, who will be here in December, does have a 50% chance of having cystic fibrosis. We decided that we're going to wait until birth to test her because the amniocentesis, those can be really risky. for the baby and not very pleasant for me. So we won't know until she's actually here whether or not she does have cystic fibrosis. As a mom to be, I am very nervous. I don't want my daughter to have CF, but I know that because we have Trikafta and, you know, all the work that the CF Foundation does and all the other research, you know, I know that there's so much hope for her if she does have CF. But I think, you know, just for me and possibly my daughter, if she does have CF, I mean, we really need to cure CF so that people don't have to live with such chronic illness. It's just not ideal for anybody. I'm really excited to have my daughter. We will have her here in December. So it's very exciting, and I can't wait to share what the rest of my pregnancy is like with everyone. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, Mikaela. I really did know better. I knew to go get tissues, and yet I haven't. I've been chatting with people. I hope you also have been chatting with people. But Mikaela is here tonight. So let's go ahead and bring her on and just chat her a little bit and say thank you for coming. Mikaela, are you there?
Yes. Sorry, my husband's getting my dogs because they started barking.
You know what? That's Corona life. That's COVID life. My dog was barking earlier. It's fine.
They were just quiet, but somebody walked by, so of course.
Of course. How dare they? They're directors of Homeland Security. They're protecting you, that baby, which, by the way, congratulations. And congratulations to you, sir. How are you tonight?
I am excellent today.
Excellent. And please, Matthew, it is a pleasure to meet you, Matthew. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, right? We were talking earlier about milestones and how, you know, who can ever even imagine like the miracle of life, and then on top of it, the miracle of being pregnant and having CF. And I just think your story is incredible. I'm really hoping that you'd be willing to maybe share the baby girl's name. Is that something you'd be sharing with us?
So we...
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
No, it's fine. We actually have announced our name, so it's not like a big deal to share it.
You mean this isn't like the world announcement right now? Let's pretend it is.
Okay, yeah.
Drum roll.
Her name is going to be Valerie, and then middle name is going to be Rose. I felt like I really liked the middle name Rose, and then it's kind of significant to like CF, like 65 roses and
65 roses.
It's just pretty significant. So we decided on that name together, and we're pretty excited.
Definitely haven't had this name picked out for 2 years.
No, okay. All right. Well, Valerie Rose, that is so beautiful. And you said December, right?
Yes, December 20th.
Man, I mean, our chat is lighting up with people just saying, you are so brave. Thank you for sharing your story. What a remarkable experience. Valerie Rose, how adorable. One woman said that you were an inspiration to them. Our friend Kevin, who shared earlier, said you're an inspiration to my daughter, Paige, who got married a year ago. It's just incredible to see, like you've just been talking so much about Trikafta. It was alarming to me to hearing your story, how quickly you said that you reverted, you know, to 85%. Did you say 24 to 48 hours?
Yeah, like it was almost immediately. Like, I mean, he even noticed, like, because I cough like in the middle of the night, which affects his sleep. Like he doesn't get to sleep well when I'm hacking up a lung. So,
yeah.
I mean, it was pretty quick that we noticed a difference. Like as soon as I stopped Trikafta, everything came back. And then when I got to restart it in August, thanks to my team, I don't know, I saw Jill on here. She's one of my doctors.
Shout out to Jill.
Yeah, like as soon as I restarted it, it was like immediate. My weight gain like came back, which is really good for me and the baby.
Yeah.
And then my lung function just jumped, like, which is incredible.
And you said 99%. That
was 4 weeks ago. I go back in like 2 weeks for another check, so very excited.
Well, that's really a miracle. It is. I'm so happy. Thank you again for sharing your story. If you celebrate Christmas, happy early Christmas with Miss Valerie Rose coming. I love that for you. Yes. And again, thank you for being here tonight and sharing your story, because I know it matters. People need that hope. People need to hear how the medicines affect their lives and the lives of the people they love. And so it makes a difference for sure. So thank you very much. I will cheers to Matthew, and I'll cheers my water to you, Mikaela, right? You know, very good. Well, enjoy your evening, and thank you again for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, well, we're getting towards the end of our evening tonight, folks, but it's not too late to support us and help us get closer to our goal for the night. And just what an incredible reminder of Mikaela and Matthew sharing their story. Everybody has goals, right? Everybody with CF, whether you are the patient or the caregiver, you have goals for seeing the next month, the next scan, the next birthday, the next anything and everything. So every dollar that goes towards our goal helps fight that fight for making sure that someday there is really a cure. So we appreciate that. And you can find the link for donation in our chat. You can also find it on our website. You can call in a donation. Again, friendly reminder, it's 100% tax deductible. Don't you love that? Because I love that. All right, we're going to, again, put the donation instructions in the chat for you, but I'd really like to keep this thing going. Also, quick little update. We are less than $1,000 from our $13,000 goal. So thank you if you have taken the time to donate. If you haven't yet, you still got time. I'll wait around. I'll wait. I have nothing to do tonight. I will wait all night. Not to say that the rest of the board will, but I will. I'll hang out. Let's keep things going though. I have the distinct honor tonight to bring on our final speaker, who she's no stranger to the Nebraska CF community. Let's take a moment now to hear from Dee Acquazzino with the president, or the Nebraska, I'll throw in president too, President Dee with the Nebraska Pediatric Care Center.
Hi everyone, I'm Dee Acquazzino. I'm the Cystic Fibrosis Pediatric Program Coordinator at the Nebraska Regional CF Center. I've been the program coordinator for over 42 years, so the foundation staff thought I might be uniquely qualified to talk to you about the history and highlights of our center. Our first center director was Dr. Gordon Gibbs. He was simply brilliant. He started the center in the late 1950s. He was light years ahead of his time, always looking for novel ways to care for our patients and find a cure for cystic fibrosis. The care team at the time consisted of he and I. Dr. Gibbs prescribed what was needed, and then I helped explain the plan of care to our families. Dr. Gibbs provided me a wonderful and unusual foundation of care for cystic fibrosis. I learned how to give insulin shots to monkeys. Yes, you heard that right. I learned how to do stool fats and trypsin to pay for patients, and I also learned how to do sweat tests. Most importantly, I grew to love these patients and their families. I felt like I belonged in the CF community, and I was so inspired by our patients and families' perseverance, despite how little hope they had to cling to in 1978. The average life expectancy was 15 years old. Many patients still slept in mist tents. Many patients were malnourished, took 30 to 40 pancreatic enzymes with all their meals, and endured a very old technique of airway clearance called hand clapping. Nowadays, we have what's called vest therapy, which is much easier to perform. Dr. Gibbs retired in 1981. Dr. John Colombo became the center director for the next 38 years. Under his quiet and skillful leadership, the CF team began to grow with the addition of a CF nurse, respiratory therapist, social worker, and dietitian. We began a CF clinical research program, which is still vital, now having 3 full-time research coordinators. I continued to learn from Dr. Colombo and will be forever grateful to him for giving me such a meaningful and happy career. CF patients were now living well into their adult years because of improved nutrition, better enzymes, and more effective antibiotics. The CF Foundation realized that soon there would be more adult patients than pediatric patients and began the establishment of adult care centers. What an amazing realization that the improvements in care and therapies had brought us to such a point that care needed to be expanded to appropriately accommodate adult patient needs. In the year 2000, Dr. Jim Murphy became and remains the Adult Center Director. He was the perfect choice for this challenging job. What an intelligent and kind man. He wisely hired Jill Fleege as the adult coordinator, and together they developed a phenomenal adult care center, which has been nationally recognized by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. But I have to admit, I remember being nervous about sending our patients off to the world of adults. Adult care was new. Would they know what to do? Did they understand all the nuances of our patient care? Did they understand that Johnny had a hard time swallowing Bactrim tablets, or that he didn't respond well to steroids, or that he had a dog named Chester, or that Johnny was a master at Pac-Man? I felt that this was all important information that Johnny and his family would find comforting in the adult team knowing. It turns out my nervousness was unnecessary. They learned patient nuances quickly and continue today providing outstanding care, with the average life expectancy now for CF at about the age of 50. And importantly, they have the same love and compassion for our patients. Last year, Dr. Colombo retired. Certainly a sad day for us. Our new pediatric center director and my friend is Dr. Heather Thomas. She tears up whenever she talks about CF because she too shares that same tremendous love and passion for our patients. Under her strong and mama bear type leadership, the CF Center has continued to expand, now having a pharmacist, a behavioral psychologist, a genetic counselor, and more to come. Dr. Thomas works hard, providing excellent care and encouraging all of the care team to be involved in quality improvement projects. She has the pleasure of overseeing the treatment of patients receiving groundbreaking CFTR modulators. They have been a game changer for our patients and are improving the trajectory of our patients' lives. In fact, the adult team currently has 9 women with CF that are pregnant, likely due to improved health from modulators. We are joined in the process of improving care by our awesome CF Family Advisory Board, who provide us with smart suggestions and tools to improve the patient and family experience at our center. The CF team is my second family. I hope that our patients and families can see the bond that we have with each other. I think this bond makes our center better. While our center has changed in size, location, and staff, and the meds and therapies have significantly improved, the goal remains the same today as the day our center began, to provide the best care possible for our CF patients. It is not a cliche. It is the driving force behind everything we do. What a privilege it has been to watch our center and our patients thrive. I have known many patients from the point of performing their sweat tests on the day they were diagnosed, from watching them walk across the graduation stage, from watching them walk down the aisle at their wedding, and even being able to hold their babies in my arms. Not many people have had this kind of opportunity. I met a little girl named Casa the first week that I worked at the center. She was 3 years old. She was sitting on the floor by her mom in the waiting room when I called her back to get her weighed and measured. What a doll. Over the years, I watched Casa grow. She participated in many CF clinical trials at our center because she was anxious to help to get new medications to the CF community. She and her parents were understandably afraid and worried whenever she got ill or needed hospitalization. But overall, she managed to maintain good health, balancing a happy childhood with a loving, supportive family. I was thrilled to be invited to her high school graduation reception. A few years later, she met the love of her life, Rob, and my next invite was to their wedding. Then she had a baby, and I received a beautiful birth announcement. Her baby is now a lovely young lady, and Casa is still thriving thanks to the continued improvement in medications, therapies, and most recently, the CFTR modulator Trikafta. CASA's health and life experiences are not without their ups and downs, and CASA works hard every day to stay well. It is my and our team's pleasure to play whatever part we can in helping people like CASA lead healthy, happy, and fulfilling lives. I also remember a beautiful little girl born with a mutation which qualified her for the first CFTR modulator, Kalydeco. Unfortunately, she was too young to receive the medication, and she struggled for the first years of her life with significant growth issues and respiratory infections, resulting in frequent and long hospitalizations. Her parents and our team agonized at not being able to start her on this potentially life-changing medication. When she reached the age where she could start Kalydeco, it didn't disappoint us, and in fact, it was truly life-changing. She's been on Kalydeco for several years now, and in that period of time, she's had no hospitalizations, is gaining weight like a champ, and rarely needs antibiotics for a CF infection. The future looks very bright for this little young girl. The future looks bright for many of our patients now, and I know that my next upcoming privilege will be when I can turn off the lights to our clinic, because our job is done and a cure is found. What an amazing day that will be. Thank you.
So Dee is obviously, if you're reading along in the chat, first of all, yes, I think President D, I agree, Adam, President D has quite a ring to it, but the overwhelming love and appreciation happening in this chat right now. Dee is amazing. Dee is legendary. Dee is the heart and soul of our center, Dr. Thomas said. We are so blessed and so fortunate that Dee has come to join us this evening. Dee, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. It looks like I haven't moved since I taped that video, because I have exactly the same background as I did a week ago.
I mean, if it works for you, though. I think we all kind of have the same background for every Zoom meeting and everything right now, right? Like we have one spot. Exactly. Just stick to what you know. I love that. Well, I had other questions to ask you, but really through all the things I've learned about you in this chat, what I've been prompted to ask is, who is Grandpa?
That would be the monkey that I gave insulin shots to when I first started my illustrious career. So
wow,
he's dead right now. I'm not quite sure what that says, but he actually was the oldest living diabetic monkey in the world at the time that I was giving him insulin shots.
Wow, I mean, just it's so amazing to hear about these stories, hear all the trial and error stuff, hear what has worked and what hasn't, and listening to stories like Mikaela talking about her Trikafta experience, and you at the very end of your video said, I look forward to the day where I can close the door and turn the lights off and say no more, because we have the cure and we're done. That gave me chills, and I just think what an incredible thought about that. But I really want to know, is there one thing in specific that you can think of that over your time you've been most excited about in the CF community?
Well, I'm pretty sure that the most exciting time is yet to come, and I hope that's just right around the corner. But having said that, of course, the approval of CFTR modulators, Kalydeco, Orkambi, Symdeko, and Trikafta has been just incredibly exciting, because they are the first medications that actually treat the underlying cause of cystic fibrosis rather than just treating the symptoms. It's so important, and they have made a remarkable improvement in the lives of so many of our patients. And really, what a privilege I have to have a front row seat and watching these patients benefit from these modulators. It's been quite a lovely career.
Well, and it's so obvious to see when you talk about the people, you talk about the sweat test, watching them at graduation, watching them walk down the aisle, holding their babies. And the line that you took away, or that I took away, that you said is, I believe our bond makes our center better. And so it's really obvious, again, in the chat that is blowing up my timeline. I have 13 new messages since you and I started talking, but it's incredible because that care that you and your center are giving to our CF community, our local CF community. All you have to do is read. I mean, you are making a world of difference. And so I hope you know that. And I also want to congratulate you because I heard last week was your 42nd work anniversary. Is that correct?
Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it? I've just started.
That's amazing.
I know. It's a good thing they have these filters on this Zoom.
Yeah, I hear you. And then you got all the perfect lighting and yeah.
It's hard to imagine that I've been there that long, but really look at how CF has improved and what a great opportunity to be part of that. I can't express how exciting that is for me, and to be surrounded by the team that we have. It's just been incredible.
And your work and dedication it's known by many. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for your team. Please thank them on our behalf. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for sharing your story.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right. So for all of you watching, please keep that chat blowing up. Tell everybody tonight how you've been inspired, what they've done to change your world. Please share milestone stories, because if you haven't met people like Dee in person, let's just create the stories on the chat so you can learn more about them. Now quick, I'm gonna jump back to my friend Jack Giaffoglione, because I asked him if he would, he did the break where he did his 2 magic tricks, and I've been sitting here feeling like I'm 35 and I have no idea how he did that. So I asked his dad and mom, Adam and Myra, if possibly he could come back so that he could show me one trick and make me feel not so unintelligent. Hi, Jack. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Thank you for coming back, Jack. It is a personal favor that you are fulfilling for me. So I appreciate you, young man. Okay. So which of the two tricks are you going to show us again?
The disappearing and reappearing.
The disappearing and reappearing. There were markers in it, right?
Okay.
Right, you got to just show me again. And you don't have to tell me your secret. I know magicians don't do that. You do not have to. But I just need to see it again to see if I can, process it.
Go slow.
Okay, so there are markers.
Yes, I'm very falling out of markers.
And Jack, it's possible that some other people may have missed your show at the break. They might have been grabbing a beverage or using the restroom. So you can talk it through again from the beginning too.
And these markers could not disappear.
Jack! Okay, just one more time. Just but really slowly.
You can come back.
I'm determined to figure this out. Okay, so you have a box. It's got 4 markers in it. Shake it around. I want to hear the markers in it. Okay, so I know they're there. Markers are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow. They're not.
You didn't even twist the box. Nothing. All right, folks, give it up for Jack again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give it up for Jack. Thanks for coming back, buddy. I really appreciate you. I'll see you soon, okay? All right, buddy. Well, so many things have happened in the last, I don't even know how many minutes. First of all, Jack rocks my world. Second of all, D for president. I said it here and now. And third of all, we've hit our goal of $13,000. I think that was the last message I got. The chat has been blowing up, so I have to go back really quick. Yep, we have beat our $13,000 goal. Thank you for popping up the thermometer, Kelsey. We are at $13,510 that have been raised. We are at 90% of our new goal of $15,000. Go ahead and tip Jack. He won't mind if we share the money with CFF because he and his sister Abigail are recipients of the work that has been done and the medicines that are going to go on and help them live a very hopefully long and healthy life. It is because of donations that come from you, 100% tax-free donations, by the way, tax deductible, I should say. It's because of every dollar that comes in. No dollar is overlooked. If you want to give $1, $5, 10, 1,000, 5,000, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just give what you can. I have really enjoyed tonight. Again, if you haven't been here from the beginning, my name is Jenna Ferris McGhee, and this is my 5th year hosting this event. It looks a little different tonight, but 5 years is a really long time to be invested in these families and in this board. And some of these people I have met before this evening, but the inspirational stories that were shared tonight, I hope you've heard them. I hope you have learned from them. The Foundation's 65-year history, which we are celebrating tonight, is the best story in medicine because of people like you, people who won't give up, you won't give in, and you will carry forth the momentum first generated in 1955 by parents who were determined to save their children's lives. While in fact we are living in unprecedented times, know that together, no matter what we face as a community, we will achieve our goal. As you know, while we are making amazing scientific progress, we don't have a cure yet. We do not have a cure for CF. If a monetary donation tonight is not in the cards for you, but you want to help out with the Nebraska chapter, reach out to our staff. They want to work with you wherever you are at. Whatever support feels right to you right now, or in the middle of COVID, in the middle of wherever you are in your journey. Maybe you've never heard of CF. Maybe you've never learned anything or known anybody personally before tonight, but now you do because we're all friends in the chat. So whatever support looks right to you tonight, it makes an incredible difference to us, and it helps us stay the course to achieve our mission. All of that being said, if you are able, we would love for you to consider making a gift by using the mobile bidding link that was texted or emailed to you, or by going to www.cff.org/Nebraska. Remember, your donation will not only go to our challenge match, which is $145,000, but your donation will make a direct impact on our mission and for everyone who shared stories tonight. It is because of friends and supporters like you who are relentless in your determination to end this disease that we will achieve our ultimate goal of making CF stand for Cure Found. Your commitment to our shared goal of ending CF means that we can accelerate our progress. We have made some truly remarkable strides since the CF Foundation first began 65 years ago, and we thank you sincerely for being part of this journey, of our journey, all of our journey. Thank you again for joining us for this community celebration. We look forward to seeing you again soon. From all of us at the CF organization, all of my friends and participants and everybody who came on tonight, cheers to you and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. Bye, Giaffoglione family, Shelby and Dee. I'm going to say, yeah, Kevin and Mikaela, Matthew, Laurent, Kelsey, Liz, Rachel. Bye, everybody. Thank you again. We'll see you next year.